Good evening with Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Now, after two completed disciplines, Cave Hill are third in the ongoing University of the West Indies Inter-Campus Games. Mona of Jamaica are leading on 16 points after winning track and field with 10 and placing second in swimming with 6. St. Augustine won the swimming with 10 points but are third in track and field, so they got 4 points to have 14. Cave Hill were second in track and field and third in swimming for 10 points, while Open Campus are fourth on 2 points after placing fourth in track and field and not competing in swimming. Meanwhile, in netball, Cave Hill and Mona both destroyed their opponents to remain unbeaten. Playing at the netball stadium today, Cave Hill handed Open Campus a 77-13 defeat, while Mona defeated St. Augustine 84-12. With both games commencing at 10, we start with the game on court number 2. UW Mona in the red and white up against St. Augustine. And Mona dominated from the start here. Tristina Harewood nets for Mona. St. Augustine was fortunate enough to grab an early point from goal shooter Glenida Edwards, who got 3 from 7. But it was Mona who dominated the entire proceedings. Shamira Nelson here easily converting. St. Augustine was clearly outplayed as Mona kept pressing on the attack. Nelson bags another point. For Mona, it was an introductory course on how to score goals, and Nelson definitely got an A+, converting another in quick time. Harewood gets back into the action after the foul as she had an almost perfect record, netting 21 from 22 attempts. Mona entered into halftime with a massive margin 42-7, but they kept their foot on the accelerator. Nelson adds another goal. Mona's star of the day, Nelson, with a conversion rate of over 90%, collected 57 from her 62 attempts. Mona eventually took the victory 84-12, totally destroying St. Augustine by a 72-goal margin. On to court 3, where a fresh set of licks was shared. This tie is UW Cave Hill in the Yellow Babes taking on Open Campus, and goal shooter Shanika Wharton got the ball rolling for Cave Hill. Cave Hill kept the goals coming. This time, goal attacher Shaniqua Thomas nets one of her 15 from 26. It was like a walk in the park for Cave Hill, easily getting the ball to Wharton, who nets it home for another goal. The girls from Cave Hill weren't playing around. Wing attack Roxanne Snyder with the steal and finds Wharton, who grabs another. Cave Hill was following their team plan, get the ball to Wharton, as she finished with 57 from her 60 attempts. Cave Hill, fresh from their halftime lead of 46-4, kept to the basics as they added more goals. Cave Hill will go on to dismantle the Open Campus 77-13 to take the victory. Now, after today's netball games, both Mona and Cave Hill are tied on 6 points, but Mona lead at the top by goal difference, while third and fourth goes to St. Augustine and Open Campus, who are yet to get a point. Now, as we reported earlier, UW Mona dominated the track and field program at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex. Mona amassed 410 points, a whopping 176 ahead of UW Blackbirds, who ended on 234. St. Augustine were in third on 188, and the Open Campus followed on 104. CBC's Melissa Farley reports on the medley relays.
This was the women's 800-meter sprint medley, and the first 100-meter handover was evident that Malicia Fletcher from Mona looked in control. But it was a poor handover to Vanique Harris, as Open Campus was closely behind. Second handover now for the 200-meter leg, Open Campus fumbling and Cave Hill taking advantage of it. But coming off the bend was Mona's Aishika Binns, heading for the final 400-meter handover to Candace McLeod. Cave Hill's Danielle Alling was now fighting hard behind to meet Davina Young, and Esther Yard was trying for Open Campus to come back as she made her way to Yakima Polius. Mona had already taken a massive lead in this all-important 400 meters. Cave Hill trying to close the gap, with Open Campus trailing a good distance behind. But it was still all Mona as Young kicked for home, sprinting to the finish for a winning time of 1 minute 52.27 seconds. Cave Hill second in 2 minutes 5.16 seconds, and Open Campus trailing in 2 minutes 33.69. 400, 200, 200, 800, that's the distance for the men's open medley. A clean start for this 400 meters. And though it looked like Vernon Weech of Open Campus had it in order, Mona's Michael Stone powered his way through as Weech continued to push. Cave Hill was still behind in third. And approaching the 100-meter mark, it was still Mona, as Ricky Haynes kept fighting for open campus. But Mona held on for the handover and the lead. We are now on to the 200 meters. Mona's Emmanuel Archibald extended the lead, heading to meet Carlington Moulton, and it was another poor handover. But it never hampered the team, as Mona headed for the start of the 800 meters. Clearly, they need to work on their handovers. There goes Odario Phillips. 2 laps in this one. Cave Hill took over the second position, and Open Campus are now in third. Now on to the final leg heading home. Phillips had nothing to worry about, and on the home stretch, he strolled home in 3 minutes 38.00 seconds. Cave Hill ran through for second, and Open Campus in third. Melissa Farley, CBC Sports.
And coming up after the break, 3 victories on closing night of the Premier League. And welcome back. The final standings are known following the conclusion of the Digicel BFA Premier League at the Wildy AstroTurf yesterday. Weymouth Wales are 43 points. They are the new Premier League champions with 43 points, while rounding out the top 5 are BDF Sports Programme on 38, Rendezvous with 34, Paradise 30, and Notre Dame 29. Now here's a look at the final games of the season. It took 7 minutes into the game for a goal to be put on the cards, and it was Zico Edmi who got things going for Notre Dame, giving his side the early lead. But Rendezvous would level things up in the 22nd as Rashid Williams deflected it off the upright. The score stood at 1-1 into the half. 4 minutes into the second, Rendezvous strike again. Janico Baptiste collects a nice pass, and like Williams, uses the upright as a prop to the class act. 2-1 in Rendezvous' favour. Then the tables turned and it was all the Dames. Rendezvous with a tight defence, but that would soon be broken as Edmi is in prime position to get a second goal. Dames level it up again, 2-2. Time to make it a 3-2 game. Edmi dives to complete his hat trick. No denying, he was the man. 3 minutes later, it was signed, sealed and delivered from the right. Sharon Hoyt strikes gold. Dames finishing the season with a 4-2 win over Rendezvous. Meanwhile, Britain's Hill with this goal from Terence Coppin made it a 1-1 game with the BDS Sports Programme at this stage, deep into the second. The Soldier Boys had other plans though. This beautifully curled long-range shot came off the boot of Demario Ward. Let's look at it again. Now that is one for the books. BDF up 2-1. And how about making it 3? The free kick finds the head of Rashid Williams, and with that, the back of the net. BDF in prime position at 3-1. Britain's Hill would have the final say, albeit too late, as this goal from Dante Greenwich could not stop their defeat. The final score, BDS Sports Programme 3, Britain's Hill 2. Brilliant bowling by Kagiso Rabado restricted England to a below-par score as South Africa defeated the hosts by 7 wickets in the third and final one international at Lord's today. Sent into bat, England lost 6 quick wickets for just 20 runs thanks to some good bowling from player of the match Rabada, who at one stage was on a hat-trick. He ended with 4 for 39 from 9 overs, while Wayne Parnell grabbed 3 for 43 from 8. England were eventually bowled out for 153 off 31.1 overs, with Johnny Bairstow top scoring with 51 from 67. Now here's the highlights from the England innings.
Just enough to take the outside edge. This should be out and is out. Alex Hales now. Taken. Brilliant bowling from Rabada. It's full again. There may have been a hint of movement, and now Butler has gone. Taken again. It's Duplessis again.
20 for 6 in 5 overs. overs. Rabada, 4 for.
Two extra cover. Shot of a man in form.
Good shot. Get it into the ground. And often here with the squares in England, if you whack it into a surf, it gathers pace. Oh, has that carried? It has. He's quite close there.
Confident shot. Johnny Bairstow.
All bowled. Full and straight. In the air. That should be the end of the England innings. It is. A.B. de Villiers takes the catch. And England have been bowled out in just 31 overs.
Replay, South Africa eased to 156 for 3 in 28.5 overs to prevent England's clean sweep and end the series at 2-1. Opener Hashim Amla top scored with 55 from 54. And still to come, Vettel wins Formula One's glamour event. Welcome back to Sports Night. Now, Sebastian Vettel extended his Formula One championship lead over Lewis Hamilton to 25 points yesterday after winning the Monaco Grand Prix. Teammate Kimi Räikkönen, on pole for the first time in 9 years, lost out in the pit stops but secured a Ferrari 1-2, with Hamilton finishing 7th for Mercedes after starting in 13th. Here's what's going on tomorrow, May the 29th. The UWA Intercampus Games will continue with tennis and volleyball at the Tennis Centre and Oldbury respectively at 9 a.m. for tennis, while at 12, 2 and 4 p.m. for volleyball. Wycombe Primary School's football will be at Orange Hill, Blenheim, National Stadium, Passage Road and King George V Park, with games at 9:30 and 10:30. Pine Hill Primary School's netball will be at one venue, the National Stadium, and that starts at 9:30. There will be a 7 matchup in secondary schools netball at various venues. That begins from 3:15 p.m. while secondary schools basketball will be at Harrison College, the Lodge School and Combermere from 3:30. Now, thanks for joining us for Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke and we'll be back tomorrow with more sports. Good night.
You're watching CBC TV 8 in beautiful Barbados.